One lesson that I learned from owning a coffee shop is nothing comes for free. 7 days a week with zero in my bank account and around $150,000 in debt. It's a challenge, but if you seriously think that you can do it, you're gonna pull it through. This is no clickbait or try to scare you. It's just reality. So hello guys. So in the last video, I was talking about how to prepare and test yourself if you seriously want to open a coffee or bakery shop. So in this video, I will tell you the journey that how do I prepare myself and really seriously thinking about open a coffee shop. Trust me, you really need to know that you seriously enough to want to do this, because you're gonna take some biggest risk in your life and there's so much challenge ahead. Like you're going to ride a roller coaster. If you love it, it's gonna be so fun. But if you hate it, oh boy, Lord have mercy. So right now the store I have generate around 3,000 to 5,000 a day with the full staff and a manager on hand. At this moment right now, I have a little bit easy to breathe. Besides all the money and the benefit that the owner got, I think one of the benefit I really appreciate is have my own schedule to do the thing that I want the most. And to be honest, there's some certain point that when you get there and you want to start retirement, you can do as well. A lot of people actually start opening up their restaurant, a coffee shop or bakery or something like that. That's their plan of retirement. Instead of 401k or real estate, something like that, for them, opening a small side of business is their retirement. That's good work. Okay, let's be serious for a second. For all those good things I told you about, it comes with a cost. One lesson that I learned from owning a coffee shop is nothing comes for free. Before I get all the benefit of stuff I have right now, I'm telling you, there's a moment that I have to work 7 days a week with zero in my bank account and around $150,000 in debt. So just imagine if you're nervous and you're not sure about what you're doing. This will mess you up so bad because you don't know what happened the next day. Are you gonna able to make it? Is anybody come to the door? It's a challenge, but if you seriously think that you can do it, you're gonna pull it through. This is no clickbait or try to scare you. It's just reality. What I mean by 7 days a week is when you first open the store at beginning, maybe like first year. For me, it's take me like a year and a half to actually learn about my store, fix my financial, because when you first open your coffee shop or your own store, you're in a lot of debt in terms of like thing you have to get to build a store or credit card or build equipment, stuff like that, and all of those debt you need to get rid of it as fast as possible. I will have another video that show you the work that I do. I'm owning a coffee shop, so stay tuned. So my name is Lam. I've been working on a coffee and bakery industry over a decade now, and I'm being lucky enough to open my own store in California. So in this channel, I will tell you how I able to open my own coffee shop, and I will show you how can you do it as well. With a little bit of commitment, hard work, and a little bit of luck, you can do it. One thing I want you to know about me is I don't come from money. I grew up in Vietnam on District 8 at Ho Chi Minh City. So in the context, just imagine the worst part of LA with all the gang and member and violence, but in Vietnam. So a lower country. But the difference from the state and Vietnam is at least at the state, they will try to do something or they make you look like they try to stop or prevent it. But in Vietnam, they make it very clear that if you want peaceful mind, you want protection, you don't want anybody to come over and just smack your store, you gotta pay monthly protection. And it's come from both sides. So you have to pay both, and like the police side and the gang member side. So none of them actually come over and actually do something about your store. I saw it happen, but I never really understand what's going on because I'm such a young age back then, until I came to America and my mom actually started explaining to me like, oh, this is how it happened and this is how we have to do back then and stuff like that. I have a little bit of memory of how coffee shop used to work back then, and now is quite different as how being served and how coffee is treated. And then my mom sell the store before we moved to America. So I guess that could be a reason why I have so much love and passion about coffee. So fast forward when I moved to America, the one thing I know in my is I'm not good in school. In fact, I hated it. for Asian come overseas and bad at school, you're having a death wish. But one thing is, I always find doing things or helping people is more excited than doing schoolwork or assignments or homework. I remember when I'm 19 years old and I tell my mom that I don't like what I'm doing. For some reason, I told my mom that school is not for me. So whatever the life give it to me, I want to learn it. And I don't know what's gonna happen to me, but I know in fact that school is not for me, and I would want to go out there and build my own future. After saying that, my mom was like, sure, but not in this house. So I moved out. It's not that cruel. It's more like pretty straightforward. Because if you're Asian come overseas, especially family that get very hard, like go through very hard time like me, my parents would want me to have secure job and stability. So the idea of notion of stopping school and go out there and learn and actually experience life and see what I can do towards the future is something that's so different than what they know. It's very hard for my parents to understand the beginning, but giving time and result, they slowly understand and supporting slowly. I remember after moving out, I started doing a number of jobs, from TA to clerk to lawn somebody's yard and fix some stuff to get some couple bucks. And I remember I got lucky enough that I landed to become a waiter of a restaurant. It's pretty good. At that point, we start hanging out a lot. And I remember one day, one of my friends actually introduced me with a cup of caramel macchiato. I was like, is it coffee? How come it tastes so sweet? But I'm loving it. Another thing, I take one sip and another. And next thing you know, I drink all of it. The reason why I'm saying it is usually in Vietnam, we drink straight drip black coffee or a little bit of condensed milk or some sugar, but never actually add caramel, chocolate, hazelnut, vanilla flavor. It's something very new to me actually, to seeing it, like understanding like, oh, you can do this too. So we are not rich kids. So one of us would buy the venti cup or something like that, and each of us will share, like 2 or 3 people will share on that drink. So it's a broke day, but it's really fun. I remember I asking them, where do you get this? And they say, Starbucks. And I was like, Starbucks? Is that even English? Since then, we actually did come to Starbucks pretty much a lot. Starbucks for us is like a meeting ground before we jump on do anything. So from study to hang out to chit chat, all of it. After that point, I remember I got land into waiter. The money is very good actually. Imagine 2012 and I'm making around 100 to 150 just for tip at night. It's pretty good money. However, I always feel like something is missing and never feel fulfilled. So every time we hang out with friends over a Starbucks, coffee houses or dessert place, there's something in the atmospheres is always feel inviting and calling for me. So one day I actually decide to quit my waiter job and wanna working for a coffee shop, just have like a sense of it. It's like, what does it feel? Or how is it look like? So the first company or store that I have in mind at the beginning is Starbucks. But somehow I never landed. Well, lucky enough, there's another company quite similar that really big over Taiwan, just came to America. It's called 85 Degree Bakery Cafe. And it just opened right next to our neighbor, so it's very easy to go there and work. So I applied for it and I got it. And I've been working with that company over 5 years until I opened my own coffee shop. And oh boy, I will tell you detail what I learned and what I know and the experience I have in that company on another video, because that experience deserves a whole video by itself. I'm not joking. It's a lot. Obviously, I have to take a pay cut, like big one, like 20 to 30% pay cut. So just imagine you used to work as a waiter at a restaurant and now you're working for a cook in McDonald's. So there's a big difference. So the money a little bit tight at beginning, but to all the skill, the experience, and benefit outcome out from it, I would say I would take it. But to do all over again, I don't think so. And after 3 years working at 85C Bakery, there's a time that I say, this could be it. This could be something that I can do the rest of my life. Not just an aspect of coffee or pastry, but to build a place that everybody can come, enjoy, and working through a cup of coffee or pastry. And at that time, me and a lot of my friends actually go to coffee shop, dessert place at night and stuff like that. And we always talking about how we work, where we work, what happened, and then if it's up to you, how do you able to fix it, and all those kind of things. And one day I actually popped the question, do you guys want to open a store? I don't know what it is yet or how it's going to be, but I do want to open our own store and we can share all the benefit. What do you think? They say, sure. In the beginning, we always thinking of coffee and tea, because cheap. Somehow it changed to coffee. I think mostly because every time we have brainstorm or do some sort of paperwork or something like that, we mostly go to like coffee houses. So it sparked an idea, maybe coffee would be a way to go. And that turned into a 3-year process of actually preparations, getting all the resources and make things happen. So to all the journey and experience, for me, the biggest key decision is gut feelings. And this is gonna be different from me and for those who are watching right now. But one thing I know for sure have in every entrepreneur blood is a gut feeling. If you really think this is how you want it, you clearly can tell from your heart and your soul that I want to give this a shot. Don't shy from it. And I don't think I would be bold enough to do all of this without the experience and working for 85C Bakery. So I have to give them thanks for that. It's a lot of hard work and drama. But the passion for me is working with the people, get the right products to the consumer, and the daily life of people who behind the bar is something that push me every day. That I need to do better, learn better, make the decision better for the people and the community that we serve. So hopefully throughout this video you can see where I'm coming from and how I make my own decision from there. It's gonna be a bit different from your takes. To know what you're passionate at, what you're loving at, is pretty much try everything at a young age. And whatever comes natural to you and you feel like it's not even you trying to do, but you get it so good at it, that is something you need to pay attention on. It will come handy. Give it a shot. You might like it. Don't think too much about the money, but think about the experience you gain from it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.